Welcome back to Brick by Brick. Today we're going to be doing a hypothetical matchup prediction. In this case, it's going to be between, on the Republican side, the current governor of Florida, Governor DeSantis on the Republican side, and then on the Democratic side, we'll be going with Pete Buttigieg. This isn't necessarily a prediction that either of these people will win their respective parties' primaries, but just a hypothetical fun prediction to make an electoral college map out of. So we've already assigned the safe, likely, and lean. We do have tilt for a few districts, one district and a few states, but I guess I already ruined that one, so we'll add the tilt rating. I do think that Pete Buttigieg would fairly easily be able to win the district there in Nebraska. Harris was able to win it, and she did not overall have good performance in 2024 on the Democratic side, so I do think that is going to be a relatively easy electoral college vote. I might even be willing to do it lean, but for now we're just going to go with tilt. Regardless, it's at one more electoral college vote for the Democrat, in this case Pete Buttigieg. So with that, that's 212 to 219. We'll get to the swing states now. So I do think that in the state of Nevada did vote for Trump and in 2024, but prior to that has had a long history of voting for Democrats. They also have a Republican governor, so really it is going to be a tight race here. There are quite a few factors, but I do think that it also has two Democratic senators, and so I think it will most likely revert to its Democratic roots. It is possible things could change. Really, any of these tilt states could end up switching. It is most likely going to be a close election in all of them. And then another one, I do think Pete Buttigieg would outperform Harris in Arizona, but not by enough to be able to win it. So we're going to go with that prediction. So that's 11 more electoral college votes for Governor DeSantis. And I apologize, I might have said Vance. I do usually do Vance, but on the Republican side. But against Pete Buttigieg and Governor DeSantis, so that is 11 more electoral college votes for the Republican. And then in the Midwest, we're going to do the two tilt states, well, I guess the Midwest and the Northeast. We have New Hampshire and Minnesota, which are going to be another 14 electoral college votes for Pete Buttigieg. Then I do think that in the state of Georgia, Pete Buttigieg would be able to win. He's got kind of a moderate appeal. Feel free to disagree with me if you don't think so, but he most likely, especially if the trend continues, that he's able to do well in the state of Georgia. They do have two Democratic senators, so it is certainly, and Biden was able to win it. That was the narrowest state, but I do think that it was certainly a possibility. Like I've said a couple times now, always possible it could flip to the other side. But for now, we're going to go with that rating. And then I do think it is going to be a different story in the state of North Carolina. North Carolina hasn't gone blue since 2008 when Obama won it. And I don't think this would be the matchup where it would go blue and we've still got quite a while left in the Trump term. So we're going to just see what happens there. A lot of possibilities of what could happen to impact its approval rating in the Republican parties and the Democratic Party's approval rating in general. So we're going to go with that. And then on the tilt, I do think that Pete Buttigieg is got some appeal, and if I remember correctly, he was the mayor of South Bend, Indiana, but if I remember correctly, now lives in Michigan. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think that Michigan and Wisconsin would be in the Republican or in the Democratic hands. And then I do think that in the state of Pennsylvania, and I think I'm going to go back on my prediction for Georgia, but regardless, that is going to be 276 for the Democrat, Pete Buttigieg, to 262 for the Republican, DeSantis. Just second thoughts on Georgia. It is got the proximity there to Florida, which that state is certainly going to be a likely for the Republican Party, especially if DeSantis runs. And I do think that appeal could do well, but hard to say. Really, Georgia is the one I feel the most unsure about characterizing, but we'll have to see what happens. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions, and don't forget to like and subscribe.